You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks. Hope everyone's having a great week. So today's real crime story is about 14-year-old Karen Slattery of Delray Beach, Florida. Karen was born September 18, 1969. She was a ninth grader at Pope John Paul II High School. March 24, 1984, she spent the afternoon shopping at the mall with her friend, mom, and sister. Both her and her friend had babysitting jobs. Karen was dropped off at the Helms home at 6:30 p.m. that day to babysit. She was babysitting two children, a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. She was very comfortable in the home because she often babysat for them. She put the kids to bed, and around 10 p.m., she spoke to her mom. She told her mom that everything was okay, but she had no idea that somebody was in the house with her. As soon as Karen hung up the phone after talking to her mom, he pounced. The killer came to scope the place out and left to get some drinks while the children were awake. And he came back once they were asleep. When William and Carolyn Helm came home, they found a pool of blood in the kitchen and Karen murdered. Thankfully, the children were not harmed. When they went in the house, it was quiet, and there was only one light on, and the television was off. They called for Karen, but she didn't answer. They saw drag marks leading up to the master bedroom. They called the police. The police discovered her body in the bedroom. Her face was covered with a towel, and she was mostly nude. She had 18 stab wounds, 8 on her back, 6 on her neck. Hey, don't forget to check out crystalkiss.com for my murder merch. Cool designs for all of you true crime addicts. If you live in the US and buy 3 or more items, you'll get free shipping. Use discount code MURDER15, that's MURDER15, and save 15% on your entire order. Check out my YouTube channel, Murder Speaks. The link is in the show notes. And her throat was slashed, and she was beaten. She was also sexually assaulted. Her green blouse was pulled over her face, and she had suffered a punctured lung. The autopsy revealed she was alive when she was repeatedly stabbed in the kitchen, and while unconscious, she was dragged to the master bedroom. The police discovered Karen's killer cut the screen to the window in the master bedroom to get into the house. Blood-soaked towels and bloody bathroom rugs were found at the scene. There were also bloody footprints in the house and sneaker prints outside the house that were made by the killer. However, the police didn't have any suspects. Then, on May 29, 1984, the Boca Raton police arrested Dwayne Eugene Owen on unrelated burglary charges. And that same day, another body was found. He entered the 38-year-old single mother Georgina Warden's home and hit her with a hammer while she was sleeping and killed her. Then he strangled her so violently, he broke her neck. Then he sexually assaulted her corpse. Her children, aged 9 and 13, found her the next morning. That is awful. The police questioned him. On June 21, 1984, the officers obtained a court order that allowed them to get an inked footprint of Dwayne to compare with the one they found at Karen's crime scene. Dwayne eventually confessed. He confessed to raping Karen and taking a shower before he left. He also admitted to killing Georgina Warden. A grand jury indicted him on charges of first-degree murder, sexual battery, and burglary of a dwelling with intent to commit sexual battery inside. He was tried and convicted for both the killings in separate trials. Dwayne Eugene Owen was born February 13, 1961. He had a rough childhood. His parents were alcoholics, and his mother passed away, and he and his younger brother became wards of the state because their dad couldn't take care of them. As a young adult, Dwayne was often in trouble. He is a convicted felon, murderer, and sex offender. Dwayne Owen, at the age of 59, remains incarcerated at the Union Correctional Institution in Florida. I mean, this story is heartbreaking. She was only 14 years old, and she was doing something that a lot of girls do. A lot of girls that age babysit. So it's frightening. And for anybody who knew her, I'm very sorry for your loss. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of Murder Speaks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I have all my socials in the description. Join me again on Murder Speaks. Thanks. Bye.